Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Audrey. I'm a 21-year-old Colorado realtor. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about why 87% of realtors fail in their first 5 years. I personally have not been in the business for 5 years yet. These are some things that I do that I personally think set me up for success in the industry. And I feel like if you're not doing these things, this is what is going to make you part of that statistic and part of the 87% of realtors that fail. Let's get right into it. So if you've watched Selling Sunset, you have seen the realtors that just walk around in stilettos and look pretty and make like $100,000 commissions. I have never experienced that. Just also remember that's like reality TV, and there's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes that they don't show. One thing that I personally think you should be doing as a realtor is answering the phone 7 days a week. Most people that work a 9-to-5 job work Monday through Friday. They have their weekends off, right? So if they want to go see property, they're going to see it on the weekend. If they want to talk to a realtor about a property, they're going to call the realtor on the weekend. And so it's just like, to be successful in this business, you have to be available, because as a realtor, you're not getting paid for how many hours you're putting in. I just think that answering the phone is really important. I know a lot of realtors in my town don't do that. That's something that I do though. It's kind of funny because people will be like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect you to answer on a Saturday. I'm like, well, I answer the phone 7 days a week, so let's go. Realtors write contracts, and contracts are different in every state. So in Colorado, contracts are pretty in-depth, and I know Texas too. Colorado and Texas are the two hardest states to get your real estate license. I don't know how contracts are in other states, but at least in Colorado, there's lots of disclosure forms. We have to stay on top of deadlines. With the contracts and everything, when you put in an offer, you will have this dates and deadlines table that you kind of have to stick to for like the title officer or the transaction coordinator or whatever. There are lots of bumps in the road to closing sometimes. Honestly, we're handholders, and buying or selling a home is like one of the most stressful things that you can do in life. We don't just write the contracts and get the check. We're also sitting there telling them, hey, it's gonna be okay. There's a lot of emotions there because it is one of the most stressful things. We will work with people sometimes, and it's just like, they can't handle it and they're just like, ah. So we are handholders, and that's not an easy task. I would say if you're not seeing any traction in your business, it's probably because you're not utilizing social media to the max. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm putting my name out there literally everywhere because as a realtor, I'm building my brand, and I want people to see my name and come to me when they're looking to buy or sell their home. If you're not utilizing social media, you're probably gonna be one of those people that fails. Another thing is you aren't putting yourself out there. So not telling literally everybody you know that you're a realtor, people aren't gonna remember. It should be your main focus to literally have everyone know that you're a realtor. When people see you, they're like, oh yeah, what does she do for work? Oh yeah, she's a realtor. Or when people think about selling their house, they're like, oh yeah, I always see Audrey. I always see her signs, and I always see her Facebook ads. Like, I want people to think of me. In the fall, I did a trunk or treat at my local fire department. I just cleaned out my trunk, got some candy, some sold signs and stuff, and that's a way that I kind of got my name out there. Our office does open houses. I went to the 4th of July parade in my town just with like sold signs, and we were throwing candy that had a little card on it for our open house. If you're not putting your name out there, like you're just staying in your house hoping that people will remember you're a realtor, it's not gonna work. You're gonna have to consistently be marketing yourself as a realtor, even if it gets annoying to people. Like, you need to make sure they know that you're a realtor. That is so important. This is one of the bigger reasons why realtors fail, is that they didn't anticipate all of the expenses. So I have a video on this, but in Colorado, it costs about $3,000 to maintain your license every year. That includes errors and omissions insurance, MLS fees, Board of Realtors fees, contract software, continuing education, the list goes on. And so if you're not making deals, you're gonna have all these expenses to pay throughout the year, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Before I went full-time in real estate, I had a decent cushion in my savings so I could like handle myself with all these fees. Because as a realtor, you're not getting paid all the time, you're only getting paid when you sell something. And so it's super important to just save your money, because you do have all these fees coming up and then you have to pay taxes out of pocket, and it's not for the weak, okay? Realtors will stop nurturing their leads. So anytime I get a lead, I write down their name, their phone number, and their email. I add them to my email list and I keep all their information. I send an email to them once a month. It's like I said, just reminding these people that I'm a realtor. And of course, if they reply saying, please unsubscribe me, like I do, you need to just keep reminding them that you're a realtor. Because if you stop doing that and they're still looking in your area for a house, but you haven't talked to them in a while, you're gonna go to this other realtor and you're gonna be like, hey, that was my client, but they showed them the home, they put them through the transaction, so they got the check. You always have to be nurturing your leads. And the last reason why 87% of realtors fail in their first 5 years is because they listen to people who have never been in real estate before, who have never even sold real estate. People are always gonna have their opinions, and they're gonna be like, you should do this marketing strategy instead. But they don't even have the real estate license. I would honestly say, to be successful in this business, take advice from people who are successful in the business, who have built their brand, where people do know their name. Like, look up to those people, learn from those people, take those people's advice, not your grandma Sally who bought her house like 50 years ago. This is all a statistic. 87% of realtors fail in their first 5 years. But I would say the most important part of real estate, and the number one thing you can do to make sure you don't fail, is you can't give up. Because as soon as you give up, you fail. If you don't stop grinding, if you keep prospecting those leads, if you keep putting yourself out in the community at trunk or treats or parades, you are going to do good in this business. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, give me a comment down below. Tell me where you're from, if you're a real estate agent, if you're thinking about becoming a real estate agent, whatever it may be. Please follow me on Instagram and TikTok at audrey.plasinski. And while you're at it, please subscribe. This last week I just hit 100 subscribers and I was so happy. I'm so happy that I'm like building a community of people who like watching my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!